Before we go any further, take just a moment and think about something important. In this video, you're going to discover why small acts of kindness toward animals matter far more than most people realize. You will see how a single moment of attention, a little compassion, or even a small gesture like offering food or water can completely change the life of a creature that cannot ask for help. Some stories begin quietly, almost unnoticed, yet they carry a powerful reminder about empathy, responsibility, and the connection we share with the living world around us. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you never miss more informative and meaningful videos like this one. Now let me ask you something. Before you keep watching, just pause for a second and think about it. Where are you watching this video from right now? Maybe you are at home relaxing after a long day. Maybe you are sitting on a bus, a train, or taking a short break at work. Perhaps you are watching late at night when everything around you is quiet. Wherever you are, your location is part of this moment. So go ahead and tell us in the comments, which country are you watching from today? People from many different places watch these kinds of videos, and it is always fascinating to see how viewers from across the world come together in one shared moment. Different countries, different languages, different lifestyles, yet we all understand the same simple feeling when we see an animal in need. Compassion does not belong to one culture or one region. It is something human beings understand everywhere. Sometimes life moves so quickly that we rarely stop to think about the small things happening around us. We rush through streets, focus on work, check our phones, and follow our daily routines without noticing what is happening just a few steps away. But every now and then, something appears in front of us that makes us pause. A quiet moment, a small scene, something that reminds us to look more carefully. I don't know about you, but moments like that always make me stop and reflect. They make me think about how many living creatures share this world with us. Birds on rooftops, stray cats wandering through narrow streets, dogs searching for food near marketplaces, or small animals hiding quietly in parks and empty corners. Most of them live their lives without anyone noticing. And the truth is simple. Animals cannot ask for help the way humans can. They cannot explain what they are feeling. They cannot walk up to someone and say that they are hungry, thirsty, injured, or scared. The only thing they can do is hope that someone sees them. Hope that someone notices. Sometimes that moment never comes. But sometimes someone does stop. Maybe it is a person walking home who suddenly notices a thirsty dog sitting beside the road. Maybe it is a child who sees a hungry cat near a shop and decides to share a small piece of food. Or maybe it is someone who simply places a bowl of water outside during a hot afternoon. These actions may seem small, almost insignificant. But to the animal receiving that help, they can mean everything. So let me ask you another question. Have you ever helped an animal before? It doesn't have to be something dramatic or extraordinary. Even the smallest act counts. Maybe you once gave food to a stray animal. Maybe you helped a bird that was injured. Maybe you simply offered water on a hot day. If you have ever helped a stray animal, we would love to hear your story in the comments. Your experience might inspire someone else to do the same. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can start a chain reaction that reaches far beyond what we can see. For many animals, life on the streets is a constant struggle for survival. They search through busy streets and empty alleys, hoping for relief from the heat or the hunger. But when kindness appears, even in the smallest form, it changes everything. A simple bowl of water or a small portion of food can make an enormous difference to a thirsty or hungry animal. It shows them that they aren't invisible. Kindness doesn't always require large efforts or dramatic actions. It begins with something quiet, a simple connection between living beings. It starts with a decision to care, a willingness to notice. Join us in making the world a little kinder today. Helping animals doesn't just benefit them, it changes us too. Many feel a deep sense of fulfillment after assisting an animal in need. Once you take that first step, realizing how much difference a small gesture can make, you begin to see opportunities to help everywhere. Stray dogs near shops or cats beside parked cars aren't just passing through. They live their lives alongside us, often unseen. Kindness builds trust. When someone regularly leaves food or water, animals learn that their environment is safe and that people can be friends. These quiet acts, a shop owner providing water, a neighbor sharing food, gradually influence the whole community. Compassion spreads quietly. Informal networks of care form when people realize that helping is possible. One person provides water, another food, and someone else checks their health. Connecting with veterinarians can literally save lives. What begins as a small gesture grows into something far more meaningful for everyone involved. At the heart of it all, the most important step remains the same simple moment, noticing the lives unfolding beside ours. Because the truth is that countless animals pass through our lives every day without being seen. They exist quietly in the background of our busy routines. But the moment someone chooses to look more closely, a different story begins to unfold. What once seemed like an ordinary street corner or a quiet park suddenly becomes a place where small but meaningful interactions take place. Awareness changes everything. When people begin to notice the animals around them, they also begin to understand the silent challenges those animals face every day. Many stray animals are born into difficult circumstances. Unlike pets that grow up in safe homes, they must learn very quickly how to survive without protection. From the moment they are young, they rely on instinct to find food, locate safe resting places, and avoid dangers that exist in busy urban environments. Traffic, extreme weather, and the constant search for nourishment become part of their daily reality. Yet despite these challenges, animals show an incredible ability to adapt. Dogs may form small groups that help them stay safe and alert. Cats learn to move quietly through alleys and hidden spaces where they can rest undisturbed. Birds develop remarkable awareness of where water sources can be found, especially during warm seasons when hydration becomes essential. Observing these behaviors can be surprisingly eye-opening. Many people realize that animals have developed complex survival skills to navigate human activity. They memorize safe pathways, understand which places provide shelter, and often learn which individuals in the area are kind and trustworthy. This ability to recognize kindness is particularly interesting. Animals may initially keep their distance, especially if they have experienced fear in the past. But repeated positive encounters slowly change their perception. When food appears consistently, animals begin to associate that person with safety. Gradually, their behavior changes. A dog that once stayed away may begin sitting nearby while someone places food on the ground. A shy cat that once hid might start appearing at the same time each evening. These small shifts are signs that trust is forming. For the person offering help, these moments often become deeply meaningful. Watching an animal overcome fear is a reminder of how patience influences the world. It is not about control or ownership. It is about creating a safe moment in an otherwise uncertain life. Communities that develop this awareness often become more attentive. Residents may begin discussing simple ways to support the animals that share their environment. Some neighborhoods place water stations during hot weather, others coordinate feeding times, so animals receive food regularly without conflict. In many places, volunteers also organize efforts to improve health and safety. One important approach involves humane population control through sterilization. Vaccination programs are also critical, protecting both animals and the community. These efforts rely on cooperation between volunteers and residents. What is important to remember is that every positive change begins with individual awareness. Large improvements rarely start with large systems. Someone places water outside during a hot afternoon. Someone else shares leftover food rather than throwing it away. None of these actions require extraordinary resources. They simply require attention, empathy, and the willingness to respond when a need becomes visible. Over time, these quiet choices begin shaping the environment. Streets become places where animals are not ignored but acknowledged. And when that shift happens, the relationship between people and animals slowly transforms. It becomes less about separation and more about coexistence. Instead of seeing animals as unrelated to our lives, we can recognize they are simply trying to survive in the same spaces we move through every day. Once that understanding takes root, even small choices start to feel more meaningful. A stray dog in the shade or a quiet cat near a doorway becomes a life we recognize. These animals stop being invisible. Many communities now reflect this awareness through small habits. Residents place water outside during warm weather or leave modest portions of food in safe locations. These aren't grand gestures, but they create stability where survival is often uncertain. Trust develops gradually. Over weeks, distance shrinks. A dog might wag its tail when it sees a familiar person, or a cat might sit calmly nearby instead of hiding. Witnessing that change is incredibly rewarding. It's a reminder that patience and kindness can reshape even the most cautious relationships. Simply showing up consistently is often enough. Progress begins with ordinary people. Every bowl of water and every moment spent noticing a life contributes to a more compassionate environment for everyone. Kindness toward animals rarely stays limited to them alone. Practicing empathy here often spreads into other parts of life, reminding us how valuable patience and care truly are for every life around us. Many people who help animals see a subtle change in the world. Streets become shared environments where different lives unfold together. Kindness rarely stays isolated. One small act often inspires another. A bowl of water outside a shop can inspire a neighbor to do the same, turning single actions into a shared community effort. This awareness creates safer, more humane environments for everyone. Education is key, turning good intentions into effective action. Yet it all begins with a simple truth. Kindness starts with noticing and responding. You don't need to change the entire world to make a difference. Helping one animal on one ordinary day can shift the direction of a life. The world changes through quiet moments of kindness that ripple outward, one life at a time. What's your story of helping an animal? Share it with us in the comments and inspire others.